Let's solve for x. So we now have another expression that is multiplying each other, and then they all equated to 0, right? X minus 1 close bracket open bracket x plus 3 that's equal to 0. So when you are provided with this question, this you've got a quadratic element in it, but however we cannot use a quadratic equation to solve that. Okay, so what we need to do, the quadratic equation formula, you can only use it if you don't have other alternatives. In this one, it's simple. We can just solve it the same way it is. How? Because if x minus 1 is equal to 0 and x plus 3 is also equal to 0, this you can split it to make two equations. Why? Because they are multiplying. That's x minus 1 is equal to 0. So you're going to form two equations, all right, and solve for x. So x is going to have two answers. And also x plus 3 that's equal to 0. So this is equation number 2. So you have your two equations, but please, we don't solve them simultaneously. You solve them separately. Why? Because these are two separate equations. So let's start with equation 1. X minus 1 is equal to 0. So therefore it means x is equal to 1. Why? Because we just have to cross the equal sign 1 to make x the subject of the formula. Therefore you need to get rid of your minus 1. So when the minus 1 crosses over to the equal sign, it means that it's going to change the sign to a plus. Let's see the second one. The second equation says x plus 3 that's equal to 0. So therefore the same thing, make x the subject of the formula. So x is equal to minus 3. So this expression does have two possible answers for that expression. And good luck. So if we want to test as well, if you put minus 3 here plus 3, that gives you 0, right? 1 minus 1, that gives you 0. 1 times 0 times 0, that also gives you 0. So I think we have mastered it. Congratulations, you just got it right. Solving for x, for the missing number. So in this expression, we have m as our missing number, but we are given 4m squared minus 64 is equal to 0. So whenever you see the expression, right, it's either there are two factors involved. That's number 1. I did that question and I uploaded it yesterday. And you also need to check if the expression is the product of square. If yes, therefore that will be the very best shortcut, or else the best route to follow. I'm saying that this is a product of squares, right? It means that for me to get 4m squared, I said 2m times 2m, right? I think we all agree. So this is a product of 2m times 2m. Then we also have a situation here whereby we multiplied a same number twice to get 64. What number is that? That's 8. 8 times 8, that gives us 64. So in short, the expanded expression for this format will be 2m plus 8 times 2m minus 8. That should be equal to 0. So in short, this is also a product of squares. So please note, if you see something like that and if you don't agree with me, just expand this. You see that you get exactly the same expression, that is 4m squared minus 64. That's equal to 0. From this stage, you can equate equation number 1 and equation number 2 to 0 and solve them separately. Why? On a quadratic expression, we have two possible answers, right? So our 2m plus 8, that's equal to 0. That's equation 1. As I said, we're going to solve equation 1 first. So our 2m will be equal to minus 8. Why? Because we need to group the like terms together and leave m as a subject of the formula. So we divide by 2 both sides. We divide by 2 both sides. M will give us minus 4. That's expression number 1. That's possible answer number 1. Possible answer number 2 will be 2m minus 8. That's equal to 0. So that's equation 2. And then we're going to say 2m, that's equal to 8. We divide both sides by 2. We divide both sides by 2. That gives us m is equal to 4. So our answers for the expression will be m is equal to minus 4 or m is equal to 4. Good luck with this quadratic expression where we don't use a quadratic formula. Please be careful when you're solving this. You need to check whether all other possibilities won't work until you drive to the quadratic equation. Let me show you another way as well of solving this question. A simple and straightforward way, right? We are given 4m squared minus 64, that's equal to 0. So in this scenario, we are fighting to get our m as a subject of the formula. Okay, so it's fine. We're going to say 4m squared, that's equal to 64, right? You divide both sides by 4. You divide both sides by 4. You are trying to make m the subject of the formula. You divide by 4. You divide by 4 into 6. That's 1. 4 into 24. That's 6. So m squared will be equal to 16, right? And we all know that in order for you to get rid of the power 2, you can either root both sides or else raise to the power half. So you can find square root for both sides. Raising a square root is the same as raising the number to the power of half. Therefore, this will cancel each other, and then m will be equal to square root of 16, that's 4. So your answer here will be either the possible answer for a quadratic, it's always plus or minus. So therefore the answer for this question will be plus or minus 4. Simple way, shortcut. And good luck. I hope this won't be any challenge to you because it's something simple, something straightforward. And please note, mathematics is not that complex. Let's not make it complicated.